In the 1st century CE, a new religious movement emerged from the heart of Judaism Christianity. This new faith centered on the figure of Jesus of Nazareth, a Jewish preacher and healer who was crucified by the Roman authorities in Jerusalem. Jesus' followers, however, believed that he had risen from the dead, and they began to proclaim him as the long-awaited Messiah. Early Christianity was deeply rooted in Jewish tradition and belief. Jesus himself was a Jew who lived and taught within the context of 1st century Judaism. His followers too were primarily Jewish, and they initially understood Jesus' message within the framework of their own religious heritage. For these early Jewish Christians, the idea of God's oneness and uniqueness, as articulated in the Hebrew Bible, what Christians call the Old Testament, was paramount. However, as Christianity began to spread beyond its Jewish origins, it encountered the diverse religious landscape of the Roman Empire. This encounter with Gentile or non-Jewish culture and thought would profoundly shape the development of Christian beliefs, including the understanding of Jesus' nature and his relationship to God. The process by which Jesus came to be understood as divine, equal to God the Father, was a complex and gradual one. It involved the interpretation of Jesus' life and teachings, the influence of existing religious ideas, and the ongoing debates and controversies within the early Christian movement. At the heart of understanding Jesus were his closest followers, the apostles. Chosen by Jesus, they spread the Christian message and shaped early church beliefs. The Gospels, written decades after Jesus' death, reflect early Christian traditions. Paul, not one of the original 12, significantly spread Christianity and developed its theology. His letters offer insights into early church beliefs and practices. Paul ascribed divine attributes to Jesus, emphasizing his cosmic significance. In Philippians, Paul describes Jesus' humility and divine nature. Such passages reflect a growing belief in Jesus' pre-existence and divinity. The apostles' proclamation of Jesus as the risen Lord laid the foundation for the doctrine of the Trinity. While the apostles' teachings played a crucial role in shaping Christian beliefs about Jesus, the early church was not monolithic in its understanding of his nature and relationship to God. A variety of interpretations emerged, reflecting the diverse backgrounds and theological perspectives within the early Christian movement. Some early Christians, known as adoptionists, maintained a more human understanding of Jesus. They believed that Jesus was born a human being and that God adopted him as his son at some point during his earthly life, perhaps at his baptism or resurrection. This view emphasized Jesus' humanity and his special relationship with God, but it stopped short of affirming his full divinity. Other early Christians, known as Docetists, went in the opposite direction, emphasizing Jesus' divinity at the expense of his humanity. They argued that Jesus was a divine being who only appeared to be human. This view, influenced by Gnostic ideas that were prevalent in the Roman Empire, sought to preserve the absolute transcendence of God by denying that he could truly become incarnate in human form. These differing interpretations of Jesus' nature created tensions and controversies within the early church. As Christianity continued to spread and encounter new ideas, the need for a more unified and authoritative understanding of Jesus' identity became increasingly apparent. The Council of Nicaea, convened by the Roman Emperor Constantine I in 325 CE, marked a turning point in this debate. This council, the first ecumenical council of the Christian Church, brought together bishops from across the Roman Empire to address a number of pressing issues, including the controversy surrounding the nature of Jesus Christ. The central issue at stake at Nicaea was the relationship between Jesus and God the Father. The council ultimately condemned the teachings of Arius, a priest from Alexandria who argued that Jesus was a created being, subordinate to God the Father. The council affirmed the doctrine of the Trinity, declaring that Jesus is God from God, light from light, true God from true God, begotten, not made, of one being with the Father. The Nicene Creed, the statement of faith that emerged from the Council of Nicaea, became the defining statement of Christian orthodoxy for centuries to come. It affirmed the divinity of Jesus Christ, his equality with God the Father, and his role in the Trinity. While the Council of Nicaea did not resolve all of the theological debates surrounding the nature of Jesus, it established a clear doctrinal framework that would shape Christian belief for centuries to come.